my goodness, we're live. Usually I click the little button and then there is a little bit of a delay before it turns red. But here we are. So welcome, happy Friday. What you are seeing before you is the quickest change. The quickest change I think I have ever done, because as you know, moments ago I was in my bathrobe and here I am all in makeup. I see a bunch of you have come on. Yay, welcome, happy Friday. Let me just try and arrange my screen here so I can see you guys. Oh my gosh, so much exciting stuff happening, so much to fill you in on, so much secret stuff that I can't tell you yet. I have, oh my gosh, so much stuff to share with you. First, let me do my little introduction so that people who are new know who we are and know what's going on, especially like the people on YouTube. Like, that's really the thing, is because let me just hop over this. All right, this is what you are watching is our free is our live stream, our weekly live stream that we do every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, inside our free Facebook group called the QBO Gym Locker Room. By being in the locker room, we are all about hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. Like, that is our mantra. It is hands-on practice, hands-on practice. We want you to learn QuickBooks Online by doing it hands-on. So by being in the member of the locker room, you have access to our free Getting Started course. Now, I've been talking about this free Getting Started course. Everybody should have it, and you're supposed to get it automatically or be offered it automatically when you join the locker room. But the last I checked earlier this week, there were still some snags about the email that goes out when you're being offered it. I don't know what the status of that is. So if you want the free Getting Started course, then let us know. We'll add it for you. And but you're supposed to get that by being a member of the locker room. Okay, so the free Getting Started course is just about how to sign up for your free QBO account. That's your QBO QuickBooks Online accountant account. So you get your free version, to learn how to get that free version, how to access the sample company, which is where we do all of our exercises. You also learn like important terminology in QuickBooks Online so that you know what we're talking about, what the difference is between an invoice and a sales receipt. And then there are also, in that course, there are some hands-on exercises to get you kind of oriented, okay? Also, in the locker room, you get access to over 100 free exercises. And people are always asking me, they join the locker room there, where are the exercises? Okay, here's where they are. So you join the Facebook group, and then right here is this featured post that says over 100 free hands-on exercises. So you click that, and then there is a link, and that link will take you to this page where all of the exercises are listed. Okay, so you've got just tons and tons and tons and tons of exercises that you can practice with. These are mostly exercises that come from our certification courses. All of the exercises that are in the Getting Started courses are here. You could also buy it for $1. But you could just join the locker room and then get it for free. And then we have our basic certification course exercises. So you've got all of that. Anyway, those are the free exercises. Then the second question people are always asking is, what's the difference between the free exercises that come with the locker room and the paid exercises that come with our subscription to the QBO Gym? So we're going to be talking, so there is a video right there that me telling you and help you understand the difference between what's free and what's paid. And we're going to be talking more about that in a little bit. But first, I wanted to share with you something really cool. I've lost my cursor here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Tons more people on saying good morning, good morning. We've got somebody from Bangladesh. Wow. People are saying yes, they got the email. All right, good. Okay. So oh my gosh, this is so good. So we have our certification courses to help you guys get certified. And we have our QBO gym, which is to help you gain confidence and competence in QuickBooks Online. And we just released, just in November, a new platform that is, and it comes free. Everybody gets it, but the people that it really impacts are the members of the gym, called Books Match. And this is free, part of your subscription, that if you are an active member of the QBO gym, you can show off the skills that you are learning in the gym. Okay, so you have a little dashboard. I'm not going to show it to you right now because we are completely revamping it. They're working on it as we speak. We spent the last week going over all of the tweaks and all of the things that we want to see differently. When we released it, we actually released it over the summer. To the Power Team, we've been kind of tweaking it since then. We released an okay version in November. We've been doing a lot of demos for recruiters, people looking for bookkeepers of what they want to see. And of course, now we have way more experience with you guys being in there, and we want to show, our goal is to show you guys off. You bust your butt, you do all of this work, we want to show you guys off. And so we're redeveloping that. It's going to relaunch probably in 2 to 3 weeks. I'm hoping sooner, but we'll see how quickly they can go. And at that time, I'll do another video showing you all of the new cool things and what you guys see, what the recruiters see. And then we're going to really ramp up. Right now, we've just been doing kind of these one-off demos for recruiters. But now we're going to really ramp up and get you guys in front of people. Okay, so that is coming. Because we are here's you guys. Okay, here's you guys. And I just want to be, hey guys, hey everybody, look at my people. Look at my awesome people. Look at these bookkeepers. Look, they're kicking butt, right? Look at them, okay? That's going to require me going into recruiting firms, accounting firms, other organizations that have people looking for bookkeepers, right? So I can take you guys and I can say, hey, look at my people, okay? That requires me going into these big organizations and talking to people. And I have zero experience doing that. So I joined this, I want to call it a mastermind. It's not a mastermind because the term mastermind is, the term mastermind really means that kind of everyone is equal. And so we're all learning from each other. And that's really not what this is. This is a course really, but it's a year-long intensive education program where they are working with us one-on-one with our individual businesses to help us package and reformat and all of that and get out and teaching us how to get out in front of, these companies and have these conversations and present what we do in a way that, that's attractive to them. And anyway, it's called Boldhaus, and it's really Boldhaus, if you want to look it up. But it's really not. It's not for what you guys are doing. It's really for what I'm doing to take it, like take you guys into these firms. But the reason I mentioned the name is because they asked me to. Because what I'm going to share with you is their intellectual property. And I said, oh my gosh, this is so good. Can I share it with my bookkeepers? And they said, yes, as long as you tell them that it's ours, that it's our intellectual property. Okay, so that's why. So part of this program is a monthly accountability session where we go in and there's small groups. I'm in a group of 7 people. I think there's 70 people total going through this year-long program. And I have a couple of different coaches that are teaching me how to do this. And I have this kind of accountability. One of the coaches is really just like an accountability coach. So we go in, I've only done one so far, but we went to this small group meeting and we all introduced ourselves. We said, what our goals were for the month. And then next month when we get together, we'll be talking about, what we did, what we accomplished. Okay. So in this session, which she just kind of laid the groundwork about expectations or whatever, she introduced something that Boldhaus calls the 3-2-1 system. And I just thought that it was so brilliant. I just said, oh my gosh, this is exactly what my bookkeepers need to be doing. This 3-2-1 system is what you guys need to be doing. And so I asked them, I was like, can I tell my bookkeepers about 3-2-1? Is this secret to this program? They said I could tell you about it as long as I attributed it to them. So, okay, so here is the 3-2-1. Oh my gosh, this is so good. All right, this is so good. So, one of the things, so we have been very, very clear that we as a company, our company is Crystal Clear Cash Flow. Fast and Easy QBO is our brand. It's our offering, what we're teaching you. And we have been very clear that as a company, we are not about marketing. We don't want to get into the business. I'm not an marketing expert. I don't want to get into the business of teaching you guys marketing. There's just it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball of wax. But I do want to assist you as I want to help you guys be successful. That's why I'm here, is to help you guys be successful. And so when I can do things that will help you, one of the things that we did in the gym was you earn marketing prompts. So as soon as you learn a set of skills, then you unlock marketing prompts that allow you to talk to people about what you just learned. That was one of the things that we got feedback from you guys is I don't know what to say in my marketing. And so now if you're in the gym, when you earn a set of skills, you get a marketing prompt and we're here's what you say. Here's an example of what you say. And you can put that on LinkedIn. We have some people who put it in an image, which is really great. We have one person who feeds it to ChatGPT and they write an article about it, whatever. Sherry just said, I just joined the gym and used 3 of those prompts the other day. So yeah, so great. So it just gives you a thing to talk about. Okay. But here's the thing that when we have talked about marketing, and Corey and I talked about this on the cleanup webinar, that the number one thing you have to do to build your business is tell people that you are in business. That's really the core thing, is you have to tell people, you have to hang up your shingle and you have to say to people, look, I'm in business. I'm in business. I'm a bookkeeper. Okay. It's not about bending people's arms. It's not about forcing people. It is just about saying over and over, I am a bookkeeper. How many realtors do you know? A lot. Why? Because they tell you they are realtors. Like they say, if you need, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, let me know. I'm a realtor. So I don't know why I don't know why we are so reluctant about it. Part of the reluctance is you don't feel secure. You feel like you're going to run into something that you don't know how to solve. But like that's going to happen in any position. And there are tons of groups and people out there to connect with to help you solve those things. So anyway, back to the 3-2-1 system. So I have been saying, you guys have to tell people that you are in business. Like that's the number one thing. And so here's what Boldhaus says to do. Boldhaus has this system where they want you to 3 times per day, okay? So 3 times every day, they want you to reach out to an actual person. This is a direct person. And this could be a phone call, an email, a DM, a text, just reaching out to an individual. So this is not posting on LinkedIn. This is not sending out a newsletter. This is not, putting an ad in the, local paper. This is reaching out to an individual every day, 3 times. Okay, 3 times every day you reach out to an individual. Okay, and what you are not selling your services on this. You are letting them know that you are a bookkeeper, that you are a bookkeeper. And if it's, friends and family, maybe you're saying, hey, I don't know if you know this, but I recently started a bookkeeping business. And do you happen to know anybody that is that uses QBO? Okay, I always say don't say QBO because nobody knows what that means. It's QuickBooks Online. Do you know somebody? Maybe you could say, I just got certified. I'm now a pro advisor. This is a better thing. I'm now a pro advisor for QuickBooks Online. If you know anybody that is that uses QuickBooks Online, I would love to connect with them. Okay, so now the purpose of connecting with them is not to sell your services. The point of connecting with them is to get them in your world. It's to get them in your world so that these people, because your friends and family, maybe 9 out of 10 of them don't use QuickBooks Online, right? So you posting on Facebook these tips about QuickBooks Online are not, they're not going to do it. They're going to fall on deaf ears. Nobody cares. What you want to do is build your network of people who are using QuickBooks Online, okay? So, hey, if you use QuickBooks Online, just so you know, I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, would love to stay connected. So then you connect with them on LinkedIn, and now you're connected on LinkedIn. You're not reaching out to them individually. You are just building your network of people who use QuickBooks Online. Like that's what you want. You want to build your audience of people who use QuickBooks Online. And you do that by 3 times every day, a direct contact. Say, who do you know that uses QuickBooks Online? I would love to connect with them. I'm a pro advisor, and I would love to stay connected, or I'd love to connect with them so that they know I exist. That's all it is. You want them to know you exist. Okay, so that's the 3. Okay. The goal then, so that 2, you want to have a goal of 2 conversations per week with people who are potential clients. Okay. So the 3 is going to be people who aren't necessarily potential clients. Maybe it's your Aunt Sue who all you're doing is you're asking, hey, do you know anybody that owns their own business? or, and if they use QuickBooks Online, I would just love to connect with them. Okay. So those 3 are not necessarily going to be your prospects. Okay. Your goal is to have 2 conversations with actual potential clients per week. And again, it's just it's not necessarily to sell your services. It's just to introduce yourself, say, hey, I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Would love to stay connected. If you have any questions or if you need anything, let me know. Now, the goal of those 2 per week, out of those, 8 to 10 conversations that you're going to have in a month, the goal then would be to land 1 diagnostic review. And to be able to say in that one, oh, well, hey, I would be happy to take a look if you want and see if I have any suggestions. Now, those of you who are in the cleanup course, we want you to practice doing this. So like you just are learning how to do this. And a great thing to say is, hey, I'm going through this course. I'm learning how to do a thing. I would you mind if I practiced by looking at your books? I'll do it for free. I'll give you a report, whatever. It's just really for me to, get practice. So you're going to do that a couple of times. And then you're going to get good at it. And then eventually it's going to be transitioning into, oh yes, you're actually landing these gigs. Okay. So 3 people per day, 3 direct outreaches. Again, this is not posting on LinkedIn. Hey, does anybody know somebody who, right? This is a direct outreach to a person, whether it's calling Aunt Sally, whether it is just DMing somebody that you met at a party, whether it is, emailing an old boss, like whatever it is, it's a direct outreach to a single person 3 times a day with the goal of finding somebody who uses QuickBooks Online, okay? And just letting people know this is what you do. Those 3 go down to 2. You want to talk to 2 actual people. The first 3 are not actual people. Then you're looking at 2 actual people per week. And then of that 8 to 10, you're trying to land 1 diagnostic review, have 1 conversation. Okay, so we've got a ton of people in the chat. Let me see. Laura says the realtor thing is real though, right? Right? You know who the realtors are in your world. Do they know who you are? Like that's really the thing. Okay. Sherry says I reached out to 34 people this week from my previous business. Sherry, was that individual reach outs or was it like one mass thing? Oh, by the way. Okay. Iris says I reach out to 35 people in my target audience to friend with me or connect with. When they do, I send a thank you and ask if they would like information about my professional services. I got 2 prospects from that. Great. 1 person I spoke to and she is going to send me referrals, and I have another appointment with a tax person who wants to partner with me, and we have appointment to speak next Thursday. I learned that through my marketing training. See, Iris, killing it. Right on. You are on fire. So Iris is in a different program where she's learning that we're not going to get into that business. Like we're not going to get into marketing business. But I am, from now until forever, going to be preaching the 3-2-1 method. I'm going to be preaching this from now on because this is just so brilliant. Okay, Sherry says it was individual. Awesome. All right, now that I have laid all that out, let's get into some hands-on exercises because that's what we're about. I just wanted to share because I learned that. I imagine that over the course of the next year, by the way, I don't know if you guys remember, back in November, I went to a conference and I learned all this stuff, and I came back on my Mindset Monday and said, guys, I learned so much that I'm going to share with you. That was this conference. That was a conference with Boldhaus. So, so it's all the same. So anyway, I mean, what they're teaching, like I said, is different than what you need to know, because they're talking about like how I'm going to go to these corporations, and you're not going to offer bookkeeping services to corporations. But so much of it can be translated into what you guys are actually doing. So, okay, let's get into some hands-on exercises, shall we? All right, today we are going to be working on a couple of things. We're doing some basic walkthroughs, but it's always good. We have a huge range of people who are, we have a range of people in our community. Some are just barely starting out, some are super advanced, and so we're in this, we do a range of things on our weekly live stream. So today we are more basic stuff, but even though some of you guys are more advanced, it's always good to revisit the basic stuff so that you can, as a refresher, or maybe it's changed, or maybe there's little tips and tricks that you never knew existed. Okay. So here we are in the QBO gym locker room. I mentioned earlier that, oops, that's not what you want to see, this one. I talked earlier briefly about the QBO gym. The QBO gym is our monthly subscription product, and it is an opportunity for you to learn how to be a bookkeeper. Okay, so the 100 free exercises, if I go here, okay, the 100 free exercises, these exercises are one-off individual learning just this particular feature. You're going to learn this feature, and then you're going to learn this feature, and now you're going to practice this feature, okay? Whereas the QBO gym is an all-encompassing experience where you get to actually be Craig's bookkeeper. Craig is our fictitious business owner, and you're going to walk in, you're going to start working on his books, you're going to do everything he needs to do that month, and then at the end, you're going to reconcile and send reports, okay? So, so that is the QBO gym. Now, the QBO gym connects with Booksmatch. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Again, I'm not going to demo it because the whole dashboard is changing in the next couple of weeks. But in Booksmatch, it actually records what you are learning so that the recruiters, the people I'm going to be talking to, can look and they can see what what your skills are and how consistent you are, what you've learned. Okay. And so doing this connects with that. One of the pieces of, actually, let me take this off again. How do I do that? Okay. So one of the pieces of feedback, that early feedback that we received when we were demoing Booksmatch, talking to them, to recruiters in the beginning, was they wanted to know that you were consistently upskilling, okay? We had one person in particular who said that it is like the biggest waste of her time. Like, she hates so much. She's like, I can't tell you how much time I have wasted because I found a profile that was, really good, and I reached out to this person, and then they said, oh yeah, I already have a job, I'm not looking for work or whatever. She's like, it happens so much. It's a huge waste of time. She said, I want to know whether you just have them do a weekly check-in or something. I want to know that person is actually active and actually looking for a job. And we said, okay, great. And so we put that metric in. So we now keep track of, we make sure that you are in there at least every 2 weeks. Okay. But then we ran into a problem, and the problem was we have some people who are killing it and have completed every exercise. Right now, there is a whole year of exercises, whole year of being of Craig's bookkeeper, and some people have finished it all, because they were with us from the beginning last year. Some people, I just talked to a woman today, she joined in at the end of November, and she is already 100% through. She just got listen to this carefully. Like this, this is so amazing. She just got a year's worth of experience being a bookkeeper in 6 weeks. Is that right? Like 6 weeks, yeah. She got a year's worth of experience. It was as if she had been working on Craig's book for a year, and she was able to knock it out in less than 2 months. Like that's what we're about. Like that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to shorten that curve so that when you apply for a job and they want, X number of years of experience means years of experience. Measuring experience in years is ridiculous. And because it's ridiculous because all it proves is that you're old. That's all that proves. It just proves that you have been on the ground for longer than this other person, right? You could totally suck at your job and just be not good enough to get fired, or not bad enough to get fired, and just be there for a really long time, and it would look like you had, whatever years of experience. It's a terrible, terrible measurement. It's a terrible system. That's why we're disrupting it. We're disrupting it, and we're saying it's not about the years. It's about what you actually did during that time. Anyway, that was my rant. Oh my gosh. I get, this is my thing. I am speaking on world stages to talk about that. Okay. Stacy says, when 100% complete, is that just until new exercises are added the new month? I'm glad you asked that question. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Actually, I may have forgotten to talk about that until you asked it. So, okay. So over the last year, we have released an issue every year. Okay. So we now have a full complete year in the gym. Okay. So February of this year, February 1st, we're launching year 2. Okay. So anybody who has completed the full QBO gym and wants to move on, you're going to have year 2. I just released it to the power team yesterday. The feedback is great, and it is a significant difference. It feels the same. It feels familiar. Let me say that. It feels familiar, but it is more challenging, and there's different bells and whistles. So with year 2. So that answers that question, Stacy. Okay. Somebody says, can we tell that to potential clients then? Years don't matter. I wish you would. I wish you would. It's the same conversation when people want to pay you hourly. It's the same conversation, right? It's like, no, all paying me hourly, it just motivates me to move slowly, It's the same kind of thing. So we're trying to change that. You can say whatever you want to potential clients, but nobody's going to, I don't know. Who's going to ask you how many years have you been doing this? I don't know. Maybe they'll ask you. I don't know if that's a thing. Anyway, I talk too much, guys. Look, we're 37 minutes in and I haven't even touched an exercise. All right, so here we are, QBO Gym. What I was saying was you get to a point where you have completed everything, but the Books Match still wants you to make sure that you're upskilling every week or every 2 weeks. So that's when we started this exercise of the week. We started this just this year, that the exercise of the week is now an opportunity it's really designed for everyone who has completed 100% to still demonstrate that yes, they're looking. Okay. And so I started this exercise of the week. We've had some conversations on the live stream about, where should it be? I just moved it this morning. This is part of why I was in my pajamas until 10:30. It's because I had it set up. Those of you who've been around for a couple of weeks, I had it set up in here. I have now turned it into its own course. Okay, so you now have a new course called Exercise of the Week. And I gave it to everyone who had completed at least 50% of the gym year one. I haven't yet decided how I'm going to distribute that. So, I mean, it really is just for the people who are, the people it matters for are the people who have been around a long time and just need one more exercise to stay active. But a lot of people say, oh, but I want the exercise of the week. Well, I kind of want you to be in the gym. I kind of want you to actually finish the gym before you do the exercise of the week. So I'm still on the fence about that. But this morning, I gave this new course to anyone who was 50%, who had finished 50% or more of year one. So you might not all have it. Okay. Can we get to some exercises, guys? All right. So today what we're going to do is the exercise of the week. Joel can put it in again. And it is it is week 3. So here I'm going to go here. Okay. So it's week 3 and we're going to be merging accounts. So we're going to do 2 exercises about merging accounts. Okay, so here I am in my an accountant account. This exercise, now we're going to be the first half of the year. Our exercise of the week is going to be these Pro Advisor challenges. Pro Advisor challenges are they come from Intuit. They come from Intuit and they're inside the training that Intuit provides. But we don't like the way that they do it. So let me show you how to find them, okay? So inside your QBOA account, under Pro Advisor Training, okay, here's all of the training that's provided by Intuit, okay? And we're going to go to the training library. And you can see how it is organized. This first section is organized by product. And QuickBooks Online is the product that we're working on. And it's organized by these modules. And so if you go back to the exercise of the week, which Joel put in the chat, you'll see that right here we have instructions on if you want to find the original in the Intuit training. Okay, so we have just gone from the left navigation bar we clicked training, then we clicked the training library, then we clicked QuickBooks Online. Now we're going to go to the Getting Started tile. Okay, so right here is the Getting Started tile. Click Intermediate Skills to expand. Okay, so you can see how we have beginner skills and intermediate skills. Okay, and then we have these different lessons. And this is part of 1, customizing the chart of accounts. Okay, all right. Oh, and I should go back and show you. Let me show you real quick. Okay, right here. Notice there's this little badge here. This little badge means that this particular topic is on the basic level exam. Okay, I know it's basic level because if it were advanced, it would say tested in the advanced QuickBooks Online exam. So it just says tested in the QuickBooks Online exam. So this topic is on your Pro Advisor exam. Okay. So we're going to go in here. Okay, it says click on the customizing a chart. Okay, so now if you go, they have these topics on the right hand side. This is all the things that are covered in this lesson. The Pro Advisor Challenge is near the bottom. And sometimes I can click on it and sometimes I can't. And it depends on how they have set up their training inside. So I'm just going to scroll. Okay, this section right here, see how this section right here has 2 tabs? So it has sample client A, sample client B. It will not let you go any further, see this continue training, until you have clicked on this other tab. Okay, once you click on that other tab, then this will go green and you can look for it. Okay, so then you go, here's another one. So I have to go there. And I scroll to the bottom, scroll. Sometimes I have to pass a knowledge check before they give me the Pro Advisor Challenge. Oh, here's another one. Okay. Okay, here's a knowledge check. All right, which of the following options is not true regarding editing a chart of accounts? You can make an account active once it's been made inactive. That is true, so we're not going to do that. Account numbers can be up to 20 digits long. I don't think that's true. I can't remember what the number is, but I don't think it's 20. All transactions are deleted from an account if you make it inactive. That is not true. Merging accounts isn't possible for all account types. That is true. So I think this one is the one that is. Oh, nope. I guess that's true. Oh, wow. Transactions. What did it say? Oh, yeah, that's not true. Yeah. See, these knots, oh my gosh, they drive me crazy. You know, which is not true. It's harder to remember like what they're asking. Anyway, so here's the Pro Advisor Challenge. So if you wanted to do it the exact way that they have set it up, then you can follow along this way. But we like what we've done is we've just taken this and we have turned it into our kind of signature type of exercise. Okay, so let's go through it. First, we have to be in the sample company. So I'm going to go here. Again, if you're watching the recording of this on YouTube, we have all the instructions below on how to get your account, how to access the sample company, all that. Okay, so now I'm in the sample company. Okay. On the left navigation bar over transactions, click chart of accounts. This is new. A lot of you have noticed this. That they recently changed the left nav bar, and so some of our exercises still have the old navigation. We are actively working on, redoing all of those. Like we like to we always keep our materials as updated as possible, but it does take some time to do that. So anyway, so we go to transactions, chart of accounts. All right, so here is your chart of accounts. And I was planning to spend some more time today talking about all of the different options here, but we're running out of time. So I'm just going to go straight to the exercise. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do, actually, I forgot to read the scenario. The scenario is you want to help your client keep their chart of accounts tidy, so you've decided to merge 2 of their sub-accounts, one for bookkeeping and the other for accounting. Here's what you need to do. Merge the bookkeeper account into this accounting sub-account. Only the accounting sub-account should remain. Okay, so this comes from Intuit. And I will point out that they like this word tidy, right? So I think the word tidy, I don't know if I can I say, never mind. I can't say that. Anyway, the idea is that this section of the training is called Customizing the Chart of Accounts, and it includes things like adding account numbers and editing accounts. And in our case, what we're going to do today in this exercise today we're merging. The other thing you have to know is how to make an account inactive. But this particular exercise is about merging the 2 accounts, okay? we have a very similar exercise, almost identical exercise actually in the course, because this is a thing you have to know for the test. So anyway, where was I? Okay. Let's see, chart of accounts. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to read this one more time. Okay, so we're merging these two accounts. We're merging the bookkeeper subaccount into the accounting subaccount. Okay, so we're taking everything that's currently marked as bookkeeper, we're putting it all in the accounting account. Okay, once you do this, you cannot undo it. You can, you can't undo it. So make sure that you are sure that this is what you want to do. By the way, this is a topic that's also covered in the cleanup course. So for those of you who are in the cleanup course or are working on it, this is a thing you have to do. Like if you see that the client has 2 chart of accounts and they should be 1, this is the thing you have to do. Okay, Intuit used the word tidy. We're saying maybe the cleanup. Okay, so scroll down until you find the bookkeeper account. Okay, we're going to click the accounts. Oh, that's a typo. Oh, no, it's not. It's the accounts down arrow in the action column. Then click edit. Okay, so here we are. We're going to look for the bookkeeper account. I could put it in alphabetical order. I could search for it by name. We'll just use, I think it's a sub-account. Why isn't it not there? Bookkeep. There we go. I think it must be a sub-account. All right. So we're going to find the bookkeeper account. We're going to click the accounts down arrow in the action column and then select edit. Okay, so here's the account. We're going to hit edit right here. Okay. Click into the account name field. Okay, so here's the account name right here. And by the way, I will just point out that right here, this is our preview window. Okay, so right now it shows that we have an account called legal and professional fees. Then, as sub-accounts of legal and professional fees, we have an account called accounting, account called bookkeeper, and account called lawyer. So what we're doing is we're saying, you know what, the bookkeeper stuff really should be under accounting. So we're just going to move all of this into accounting. The way we do that is by changing the name to be this exactly. Okay, so what we're going to do, click into the account name, edit the account name to now be accounting. Okay, so now I'm going to call this accounting. Okay, and look what happened as soon as I typed that. As soon as I typed that, it said, whoa, look, it turned red in the preview. It's like, whoa, you got 2 here that are exactly the same. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to click save because we know that that's what we want. And then boom, we got what looks like an error message. Can you see that okay? Okay. You already have an account with that name. Would you like to merge the 2? This is it. This is the moment. This is the moment you have to decide. So we're going to click yes, merge accounts. Yes, merge the accounts. Okay, and boom, and save. Now, the exercise that's in the course, the one that's the free exercise, actually has an additional step where you want to rename the account so that it now says accounting and bookkeeping. But that's in the other exercise. It's not in their Pro Advisor Challenge. Why did this disappear on me all of a sudden? It says there are no accounts to match the criteria. What just happened here? What just happened is I found it, maybe you didn't do it, but I found it by searching on the term book, right? And now I got rid of that account. So there's no longer that bookkeeping account, and that's why it's saying there are no accounts that match that criteria. So if I just get rid of that filter, then here's all my accounts. Okay. And so that was under legal. That was why we didn't find it before. Legal. Okay, so here's legal and professional fees. This is accounting and lawyer now, the only two that we have left. Okay, so that is your, so that's, yep, I just showed you that. Okay, so that's your exercise of the week. If you are doing it inside, the only way to get credit for it in BooksMatch is to do it inside the gym. Okay, so doing it now, just using the link that that we sent you, that Joel put in the chat, that's not going to give you BooksMatch credit. So make sure you go and do it inside BooksMatch to get credit. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't need the credit, if you're not in the gym, then that's fine. All right. We've got 6 minutes left. The other exercise is super quick, but I wanted to show you. So this one is the exercise of the week. Okay. So the one that I wanted to show you is very similar. It comes from the basic certification course. Okay, so what we just did was similar to merging accounts. It wasn't exactly the same as this exercise, but I also wanted to go over this one, make an account inactive. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out of the window so it's bigger for us to look at. And I'm going to, let's see. So yeah, so here's inside my exercise of the week. I have to, oh, that's a typo, upsilled. They all say up, oh, just these two say upsilled. All right, I'll get that fixed. And I should say upskilled. Okay, so that's how you get credit for doing it. Okay. So anyway, so we're done with that. This is our, that's my sample company. Just trying to move around so I can see. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make an account inactive. The other thing, by the way, that's important to know for those of you studying for the test is not all accounts can be merged. Okay, so I should have mentioned that when we were talking about merging. Not all accounts can be merged. And what was the other important thing about merging? You can only merge accounts that have the same detail type. They're the same account type in order to merge them. I should have clarified that. That's part of, for those of you studying for the test, like that's part of talking about that. That's in your quick notes and all that stuff. All right, so let's talk about this other one in the 4 minutes that we have left, making an account inactive. Okay, so here's our scenario. You're doing some cleanup work for Craig. Again, this is covered in the cleanup course if you want it, if you're taking that. And notice that he has 2 accounts called equipment rental, one of which is a sub-account of job expenses. You run some reports and see that the second one is not being used, so you decide to make the second one inactive in order to save space. And by saving space, I just mean like not being in the way, right? I mean, they do have a limit to the number of accounts that they can have, but you don't want extra stuff cluttering things up whenever you're trying to add a transaction or run a report or like whatever. So how do we go about doing this? Again, we need to start in the sample company. This one has a video associated with it. We are trying, if you guys have seen our lovely Jen, who goes through and records all of these exercises for you so that you can, if you get stuck, if there's an error, you can watch her walking through it to see maybe where you messed up. So, she's got a lot to do. So not all of them have videos associated with them, but she cranks them out. She's cranks them out. She's amazing. All right, so here we have, again, we were in the sample company. So now we're going to go to the chart of accounts. We're already there. So now let's find the equipment rental sub-account found underneath job expenses. Okay, so notice in the picture, there's two equipment rentals, okay? There's this equipment rental here, and there's this equipment rental here, and this bottom one is a sub-account of job expenses. See how it's kind of indented? Let's look at it in the chart of accounts. Let's see if we can see. Okay. I reorganized. So we have, here's this one, equipment rental. See how it's kind of indented? Okay. So it's underneath job expenses. And then we have another one that's just by itself at the top level. Okay. So what we've decided is we don't want this one down here. We ran some reports and we determined that there's actually no transactions here and that this is not the one that we want to use. Okay. So, okay. So let's see. Scroll down to, on the equipment rental line next to run reports, click the down arrow. Okay, so this is very similar to what we did. Okay, so this is the second one. I'm going to the down arrow right here. Okay, and then you should be able to guess it right there because it says right there. We're going to click make inactive, and that reduces the usage. Okay. And reducing, as I said, depending on your client's subscription level, they have a X number of accounts available in the chart of accounts. So if you make it inactive, then that doesn't count against them. So that's what they mean by reduces usage. Okay, so they're going to say, oh, are you sure? Yes, make inactive. All right, so now it disappears from the list. Let's see. Okay, yes, make inactive. This exercise is for demonstration purposes. Consult with your business owner before making an account inactive. Okay, so just because it's been made inactive doesn't mean that it's gone forever. Okay, so it now is there. It's just it says that it's inactive. And so you can show it actually on your list by using the small gear icon. And we'll show you that. Okay, so if I go to the top of my list right here, you guys see that? So right here, some of the trainers call this the baby gear. So it's not this gear up here, but it's this gear down here. Okay. And then right now, right here, you can say, oh, I want to see the inactive ones in my list. So if I check that and I go look, you'll see that the account that I just made inactive right here, notice it says in parentheses deleted. Okay. And then I can also, if I want to, make it active again. Okay, and all of if there were, we said in our scenario that this one didn't have any transactions associated with it, but they would appear again if you made them inactive. They're going to disappear. They're going to say on reports that it's like in parentheses, it'll say deleted. Okay, all right, let's see. And you can reactivate it. Just there, and then here's a video if you want to watch Jen walk through it. Okay, 12:02. I did pretty good. All right, let me go into the chat and see how. I suspect that most of the questions are going to be about the books match and marketing stuff and not about the exercise I just did, but let's see. Okay, so Sherry's asking a question of Iris. You guys can connect. Levon says, building is only as strong as our foundations. That is true. I have no idea what I was talking about when you said that. I think it was probably when I said, even if you're advanced, you should go back and review some of this early stuff to make sure your foundation is in the right place. So good call, Levon. Okay, let's see. Iris is asking Joel to reach out. I don't know why. Okay, let's see. Pamela says, this is so helpful, not as intimidating as selling my skills, just announcing I'm in business. Yes, yes, Yes. Okay, let me wrap this little thing up in a bow, okay? So what you're doing is you're getting these people in your world, okay? So you want to, I would recommend LinkedIn, because that is the professional, that's where the professionals hang out. Now, I say that, but it is also going to be depending on your location, because when I moved to Utah, I tried to connect with everybody I met on LinkedIn and discovered that nobody had LinkedIn profiles, but they were all like on Facebook. Now, personally, I reserve Facebook for personal like connections, like my actual friends and family. And so, but in Utah, where I was anyway, in Utah, it was all like everything was Facebook driven. So that was a little different, but I think that might be like a weird pocket of, I think here now, most people are actually on LinkedIn. So that's really the place to connect professionally. So all you're doing is you're connecting with them professionally. Say, hey, I'm, connecting with you. And then you're not bugging them. Now they're in your world. So they're going to see when you post those marketing prompts, when you post those QBO tips that you get from the gym, they're going to see those. And if they, like them or whatever, then you can, reach out and all that. The important point is getting them in your world so that they can just constantly see you, so that when they have a need, they can reach out. Okay. All right. Let's see. Can someone tell me how to access the free exercises, please? If you're talking about the free exercises in general, I don't know if you were talking about in general or for free. Okay, here we are in the locker room. So if you're watching this live, that means that you are already in the locker room. So, so up at the top in the featured section, right here, featured section, this is where you're going to find the link to the free exercises. Okay, hopefully that answered your questions right up. Okay. When 100%, I talked about this earlier, when 100%, is that just until new exercises are added the next month? Actually, I don't want to get into too technical of details with how it's all calculated, but it is actually calculated based on, let's see, how can I describe this? When you are in the gym itself, it'll say, I'm trying to think, is there ever a place where you actually see 100%? Because I don't think in the gym I have a progress bar like I do in the certification courses. Certification courses all have like a progress bar this year. It tells you the percentage. But I don't have that in the gym because last year we were always adding new ones. So like you would never get to 100. You'd get to 100 and then the next month you'd be back under 100. So that's why we try when we talk about the gym, we try and avoid that percent complete. But now that we've moved on to year 2, we could conceivably say you're 100% complete with year 1. And somebody asked me the other day if they could get a certificate saying that they had completed year 1, and so they have like a year's worth of experience. I thought that was a great idea, and we're going to have our team work on that this next week. So if you're 100% finished with the year 1 of the gym, we're going to give you a certificate that says that. Let's see, I already answered that. When we are working on our courses, does it count toward Books Match? No, the courses do not count toward Books Match. Only the QBO gym counts toward Books Match. And the reason is because not everybody comes to us needing to be certified. So some people are already certified, and then they are just using the gym and Books Match to reinforce and verify their skills. And so it would not be fair to have the people who went through our courses have more points than the people who didn't. So in Books Match, you have, if you've gotten a certification, you just post that you've gotten that certification. So like that's the thing that just says you either have that certification or you don't. But the actual skills verification is only the QBO gym. Okay. And there is, by the way, the welcome video, I talk about that. And if you joined the gym, like if you were an early tester, you probably did not see that. That we added that video just before we went live in November. So if you were an early tester, you probably didn't see the video, but you can still watch it by clicking in the upper right hand corner. I think it says like about this profile or something about what is this profile or something like that. And so then you can watch that video. I will be re-recording that video in a couple weeks because the Booksmatch desktop, the dashboard, as I mentioned, is going to completely change. It's going to be a completely different experience. And so I will re-record that video, that kind of welcome, show you around video after that's done. Okay, so should we finish year 1 before starting year 2 since year 2 is more advanced? That is an excellent question. And I am on the fence about it, okay? So there's a part of me that thinks that there is some benefit to doing February year 1 and then doing February year 2. There is a benefit to doing that. And so I was thinking maybe I will only give year 2 after you have completed, say, the first 3 months. Once you have, found your feet, done the first 3 months of the gym, then maybe I'll give you year 2 so that you could then go back and reinforce the February material. But then another part of me thinks, well, that would slow you down from actually, like if we want you to get a year of experience, you have to get a year of experience by doing the entire year 1. If you do year 1, a little bit of year 1, a little bit of year 2, that's going to slow you down. And so I'm still on the fence. Let me know what you guys think. Especially those of you who the Power Team has year 2 right now. So let me know if you're on this and you're on the Power Team. Let me know your thoughts in the group about when we should unlock year 2 for somebody. Okay, Billy says, are you saying that if you haven't completed all of the exercise, that's what we were just talking about. When should you get access to year 2? That's the question. And I'm still on the fence. Sherry says that yes, they love wordplay. Oh my gosh, this is what we're talking about Intuit when I was talking about the crazy Intuit way they word the questions. Iris says I'm in the gym, but I don't see today's lesson. That's because it's now its own course. So you have to go back to your dashboard and if you have, I gave it to everybody who had completed more than 50% of the gym. So if you have completed more than 50% of the gym, then I added the exercise of the week to it's its own course. So I added it to your dashboard. Okay, Iris says, you're so true about LinkedIn. That's where my 2 came from. She's talking about leads. Ilma says, if these accounts remain inactive without transaction, do they show up on your reports, thus making your reports untidy? No, if they're inactive, they're not going to show up on your reports. I guess I don't understand the question. If these accounts remain inactive without transactions, do they show up on your reports? No. I mean, that's why we made them inactive. We made them inactive so that they don't show up on reports. Okay. Any info concerning QuickBooks new ledger account and the new solopreneur account? No, I have no info. And I highly recommend, I seriously cannot recommend enough that you listen to Hector Garcia and Alicia Katz-Pollock podcast called the Unofficial QuickBooks Accountant Podcast. They go over all of that into detail. Like the two of them are amazing, and they know QuickBooks Online, well, and desktop, both of them, backwards and forwards. They've been around forever, and they have all the inside scoop on all of the new stuff. So like really, I just cannot emphasize enough that you listen to their podcast for all of that kind of stuff. It's like way better than it's way better than anything Intuit actually provides. So yeah. Okay, somebody says, I'm 98% done, joined the gym in January. What? You joined the gym in January. It's January 19th. And you are 98% done with the gym content? That is killer. Oh my gosh, that is killer. Yes, payroll is still on target for February 1st, which is scary to me because that is 2 weeks from yesterday. But as soon as I am done with talking to you guys, I am back into payroll. And yeah, we're still on target, and I will keep you updated if that changes, if I see anything. Okay. All right, Chris says, one reason to give us access to year 2 before we finish year 1 is that you may be covering exercises in year 2 that we need to know about in order to do work for a current client. Just a thought. No, we're not. No, we're not. Year 2, in my opinion, has terminology that accompanies more experience. Foundationally, year 1 is, in my opinion, a necessity for good foundations training. Yeah. Okay. If you join the gym now by paying your subscription, will you have access to both year 1 and year 2? No, you will only have access to year 1. And then when you get access to year 2 is what we are discussing. Okay, please repeat their names for the podcast. The podcast is called the Unofficial QuickBooks Accountants Podcast. That's what you should be searching. The 2 people that run it are Hector Garcia and Alicia Katz, that's Katz, Pollock, which is Pollack, I think it's ACK. And yeah, so that is, okay. And the last several people are talking about, okay. It is the Unofficial QuickBooks. They must have a page, right? The Unofficial QuickBooks Accountant. Unofficial QuickBooks Accountant Podcast. Let me see if it comes up. Oh, wow. One of my ads just came. This is the first time I have ever seen one of my own ads on Google. They told me it was there, but I've never seen it. I've only ever seen myself on Facebook. So somebody posted the thing in here also. That's what it is right here. The Unofficial QuickBooks Accountant Podcast. And this is showing up UQB show. Unofficial QuickBooks.show, I guess. Okay, so this is it. This is the podcast, and it's freaking amazing, and everyone should subscribe. Alicia said that she said that there are 500,000. I don't know where she got this number. She said that there are 500,000 pro advisors. And she wants all 500,000 of them to subscribe to the podcast. Good for her. Okay, let's see. All right, I think that is it for the chat. We are 18 minutes over. Thank you for all of you that stuck with it. I think we're good to go. I'm going to eat some lunch and work on payroll. All right, you guys have a fabulous weekend. Hopefully you're not working through the weekend like I am. And I will see you on Monday for our Mindset Monday. I can't remember if I have written down what I was going to talk about. It may be related to this 3-2-1 thing, because that can be scary, but it's not scary if you do it in this way. Okay? All right. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.